All right, so this week in Algebra 3, today we've got only one graph to do, so you probably have a piece of a graph on one of your pink graph sheets somewhere in your notes. You'll need that one. You just can have one somewhere in probably the 4 or 5 different sheets that you have. Doesn't matter which one. If you don't have one graph, I got more graph paper up here. Then I'm going to give you work time today. After we get done with that one example, I'll give you some work time to work on the week 16. Yep, week 16 review packet. So that is what's going on this week, or for this week's homework, I should say. Then tomorrow we don't have class. Then Wednesday we'll do a review activity in class. I think I've got a quick solve already made, so we probably will do a quick solve on Wednesday, and then Thursday is going to be your test. So the week 16 homework is due on Thursday this week. Okay? And then we'll start Unit 5, which is kind of a potpourri unit next on Friday. Okay? You just didn't want to wait another day. This Thursday. Yep. You should also have out your supplemental note sheet, because you should have that out whenever you're doing these problems, just so that you always follow along with the steps and you do all of the steps and you know how to do all of the steps. Okay? So, step 0 on your note sheet should be what? Factor and simplify? Okay? Yep. Factor and simplify, if possible. Yep. All right. Step 1. And how do we find that? Denominator equals 0. Yep. Okay. Yep. So step 1, we find the domain, and then any and all vertical asymptotes. If I do that by setting the denominator equal to 0. Step 2, horizontal asymptotes. 3 different ways to do that. What are the 3 different things? Big over small means what? None. Okay. Small over big means y equals 0. Had a couple on the quiz that were just giving me numbers, and I did take off for that because asymptotes are lines. Okay. And the third one, same, means y equals a over b, which is lead coefficients. Yep. So if I scroll back up here, that a and that b are my lead coefficients, top and bottom, if we're the same. Okay. Love it. Step number 3. Fine. Oh, wait, tap the brakes. Before we do that, step number 2. What happens if we're big over small, but differs by 1? Then we're going to have a slant asymptote, and that's going to come in later. Okay? All right. Love it. Step 3.
Find vertical asymptote.
Nope, that was step 1.
I mean, not vertical asymptote. Solve for y-intercept.
Y-intercept. Find the y-intercept. Yep. How do we find the y-intercept?
By setting setting everything to 0.
Set x to 0?
Yeah.
Plug in 0?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so we find the y-intercept by plugging in 0. Okay. Step 4. X-intercept. How do we find the x-intercept? Numerator equals 0 this time. Okay. Step 5. How do we find holes? In step 0, if we can't do something out, we set that equal to 0. Solve it. Which equation? The new one. Yep, exactly. Yep. Okay. If we factored something out in step 0, we set that equal to 0. We solve it, and then we plug that into our new equation. Okay. Step number 6. Slant asymptote. How do we find a slant asymptote? So the degrees got to differ by 1, and we just do the division. Yep. Okay. Right. And lastly, step 7. Find more points. Yep. Yep. T-chart. Make sure you got enough points in each zone. Okay. That should be your supplemental note sheet. Okay? That should be, all that stuff should be on there with notes on how to do every single one of those steps so that you know. Now remember, just like last week's quiz, which some of you still have to go take last week's quiz, just like last week's quiz, on Thursday's test, there will be some like, just find me the whole question. Or find what the slant asymptote is. Or what is the vertical asymptotes on just that one. Not a full-on graph problem, just one particular step of the 8 steps. Okay? So that's going to happen again on this week's test, Thursday. Okay? With that being said, go for it. And then I want you to find me the asymptotal behavior, because that will also be on the test. End and asymptote behavior will be on the test. But for this one, I just want asymptote behavior. All right. Here we go.
8, 15 over 2, and then 8.
What do we got? X plus 2, X plus 1? And then right? So these cancel each other out. So that gives me my new function is going to be x minus 1 times x plus 1 all over x minus 2. Yes? Okay. Okay. So let's, step 1 says the domain. What is the domain of this function? All real numbers. Because we go back to the original one for the domain. Okay. Now with that being said, now I can just focus in on this one from here on out. Okay. So what is my vertical asymptotes? X equals 2. And only x equals 2, right? Okay. Okay. Horizontal asymptote. None? None with an asterisk, right? Because the degree on the top is 2, degree on the bottom is 1. So we're differing by 1, so that means that there's going to be a slant. Okay? Y-intercept. 1/2, because if we plug in 0, then we've got 0 minus 1, 0 plus 1, and 0 minus 2. So that's going to be negative 1 times positive 1 all over negative 2, which is going to be negative 1/2, or negative 1 over negative 2, which is positive 1/2. Okay. X-intercepts. Okay. For step 5, holes. Do we have any holes? Yeah, because we factored something out, right? Okay. So where is the hole going to be? -2, comma, and then I gotta plug in, because I said x plus 2 equal to 0. That got me my -2. Then now I gotta plug in -2, right? -2 minus 1, -2 plus 1, all over -2 minus 2. -2 minus 1 is -3. -2 plus 1 is -1. -2 minus -2 is -4. So I get +3 over -4. Yes? Okay. Now, I'm just guessing. It appears to me that we have plenty of points on the left zone of our graph so far. Okay. All right. Next one is slant asymptote. Yes. So we got to do the division. Can I do the division as I have the problem written right now? No. What do I got to do first? I got to multiply the top back in, right? Okay. So this is really f of x here is really x squared minus 1 all over x minus 2. When I multiply x minus 1 times x plus 1, I get x squared minus 1. Now I can do the division. Can I use synthetic? Yes, I can. Okay, so then I would set x minus 2 equal to 0, and that would give me x equals 2. So I would plug 2 back into 1, 0, -1. I got to have that placeholder. Drop, multiply, add, multiply, add, and then I do what? Cancel out the remainder. I don't care about that. And then this leaves me with y equals x plus 2, which is going to be a line with a with a y-intercept of +2 and a slope of 1. Yes? Again, I feel we have enough in there. Okay. So then we just got to pick a couple of points over here. 2, so I would pick 3. If I plug in 3, 3 minus 1 is 2. 3 plus 1 is 4. 3 minus 2 is 1. So that would be 3, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. Then let's go 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 minus 2 is 2. That's 15 halves. That's 7.5. Then let's go 5. 4, 6, and 3 is 8 again. Do we have enough? Yeah, I would think we'd have enough. Yep. Looks good. I'm gonna have everything in it. Fantastic. Good stuff right there. All of the vertical asymptotes, all of the intercepts, all good. Okay, so you have now 20 minutes or so to work on worksheet or week 16's homework.